Hi everybody, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. And today I am doing a book review for The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I read this for the Backlist Readathon and it actually fits two prompts that I wasn't aware of the second one. And it works out because the second prompt, the book that I used, it turned out was not a diverse title like I thought that it was, but this one was. So this is a story about a small family, which is a couple. It's two dads, and they have adopted a little girl from China by the name of Wen. And they are on this family vacation at a cabin in like a remote area. And they are approached by a group of strangers who approach the little girl first. They seem relatively friendly enough, but their actions quickly become very ominous, and they want to be let into the house to talk, and they're carrying weapons. And when the little girl is scared, so her dads are trying to protect her from that. They're not going to let these people in. They don't know who they are. They have weapons, and they keep reiterating that they just want to talk. And when they refuse to open the door, this group of people breaks into the home and ties up the dads and tells them all that they have to choose one of their family to sacrifice, or the apocalypse is going to be started. So that sets up the foundation for our story. All of these people, there's 4 of them, act super crazy, and they all talk about visions that they've had that apparently showed the cabin in the visions, and they are convinced that this family has to sacrifice one of their own. So it is a story of survival, because the family has to figure out what to do to stay alive, to keep these people appeased, but of course not follow through with the instructions, because they believe, of course they would, that there is something very wrong in the heads of these people. And every time that they tell them they have to make a choice, and they say that they don't want to make one, then they end up sacrificing one of their own. And then they'll turn on the news and say, you could have stopped this. As soon as anything remotely negative comes on, they'll be like, you could have stopped this. This was in our vision. And basically trying to bully them into killing each other. And it was very gripping, very small setting, small cast of characters, and you really got to know each of them on an individual level and really root for them. The 2 dads, you see backstory onto the way that they've been treated because of their sexual orientation, and so that's factoring in. One of the dads thinks he recognizes one of the attackers and is like, this is a hate crime, and they're just trying to figure out how to free themselves from their ropes, how to save their daughter and protect themselves. And then we've got the group of people. There's this leader by the name of Leonard, and he seems relatively kind. He's always the one that's telling them, we don't want to hurt you. We're just here to, spread the word. But of course they're not letting them leave. And keeps trying to be really good friends with Wen. The other ones seem a little bit more unhinged, particularly a man by the name of Redman. He's very abrasive and threatening, and it's just like, we're getting in there one way or another. And then once they are in there, he's just, you could tell if the others weren't there that he would be attacking them. Then there's two girls, Sabrina and Adrian, and one of them is a nurse. I do not remember which one it is. So the injuries that are sustained in this attack, she is treating, and she's like trying to tell them, it's like, oh, I'm a nurse, I don't hurt anybody, this is the way it has to be, you have to understand this. And like, in turn, each of them is trying to convince these people to kill each other, and keeps trying to tell them it's for the common good, and you're sacrificing one life to save millions, and just like all of this stuff that is very, very concerning. And every time they turn on a news report, as soon as something bad happens, like there was a tsunami at one point and there was an earthquake, and they're like, this is your fault, you could have stopped this. And like, they just keep going on and on and on, brainwashing these people. And one of the dads has a head injury that he sustained in the break-in, and he is starting to break down a little bit mentally and start to believe them, because in his mind, with his injury and not having proper treatment, he is starting to believe that what they're saying makes sense. And he's had a couple of hallucinations due to his head injury that further make him believe that. It was a very short book, but it was very, very gripping. There were some twists and turns that I didn't see coming. There is one particular point in this book that really shocked me. It got under my skin, and I was surprised yet impressed that the author was willing to go there, because it's not something you typically see in fiction. So that was very, very engaging for me. I am not going to say what that is because I don't want to spoil it for you. It had that much of a shock value to me. But I absolutely loved this book. I believe it was a 4-star. I might be wrong. I'll double check that on Goodreads and put it up on the screen somewhere for you guys. But yeah, this was absolutely incredible. You should pick this up if you haven't read it already. If you are a thriller fan or a horror fan, if you like books in an isolated setting, I really think that you will like this one. Alright, so that is all that I have for you guys today. If you liked this video, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!